Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a regular old Google photo of a house and turning it into, boom, a digital portrait of a house. Let's get into the art. Alright guys, getting right on into it. This idea is really fun if you're looking for a way to just put something out there like an old memory or a space that you lived at before, someone that's really important to you, anything like that. This idea is really fun, really cute, really great to give your family, your siblings, your friends, anybody who you share like a home space with. And it's just kind of like a memory in time. So this idea actually originated for me a few years ago when I drew a picture of my grandma's house and I gave that to her for Christmas, and it is still hanging up on her wall to this day, and I gave it to her at least 2 or 3 years ago at this point. And the only difference between this picture and the one that she actually has is at the top there you see a lot of blue. I did end up inserting her street address in there, so I just went ahead and took that out to show you guys, but that's why I did leave a lot of extra space on that one. And you'll see on this one that I'm currently drawing, there'll be a lot of space in the front on the grass because that is where I ended up putting my parents' address, because this is actually the house that I grew up in, one of them. This is the one we were at this house the longest, I'd say, and they're still there to this day. So it's a very special place, holds a lot of memories, holds, a lot of events have happened there, the whole nine. You guys know how houses work. But as far as my process with this, I just went ahead and found that Google photo. It's pretty old, actually. Like that car you just saw was a car that I owned 5, almost 6 years ago at this point. So this is an old picture, but I went ahead and traced it with the dry ink brush on Procreate. And as far as me making it kind of like painterly and like painting it in, I ended up using the wet acrylic brush just to add in those details, just to make it kind of look more like a painted portrait. And if you're really trying to go for that painted portrait look, I'd say skip the lining and just go straight in with the wet acrylic brush and just kind of go from there, because I can actually show you guys. I can take the lines off and show you guys what it looks like. And that also, it kind of gives it a whole different look, and I also love the way that looks. I think it looks cool. I would obviously have to clean it up, but I do think it looks cool and fun. But as I was drawing this one and painting it and coloring it in, I realized here that the colors were not correct. So I had to take some actual recent photos and plop them in, and you can see that the door and the actual color of the house is a little different than the way that it looks on Google Maps. That's the door color. It's like a burgundy, and that's the actual color of the house. It's more of like a tan. So I had to use those updated photos to get a more updated version of what it actually looks like today. But I do think I could have kept the other version because it's kind of still iconic with the blue door. Like that's like a whole different house. It held different memories. The trees, I decided not to include because they would be in the middle of the house, and I wanted the house to just be the focus. And yeah, so I also did end up having to plop in a bush because there is one bush that's still there, and I wanted to add that. But yeah, for the most part, I just decided to keep some elements, change and update some other elements, and just add some nice shadows just to give it some depth and something nice to look at, make it look a little less flat, because it's a house, it's alive, it's 3D, And yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. It was really quick, it was pretty quick. Like I did this in one sitting, but the more details you add, the longer it might take you unless you're a profesh. But this is a really great idea you can give to your parents or whoever you love. And this is what I mean right here by the address. I did end up putting it right there, but that's obviously not their real address. And I just went ahead and printed that out on some glossy paper and framed it up, and that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.